Hello, it's Reverend Graham here. Lovely to see you today. How are you all doing? You all doing well? Well, I hope so. We are almost there. We are almost at the end of another school year. Summer holidays are fast approaching, but there's lots of really important stuff happening at the moment in this world. One of which has kept me interested and entertained for a couple of weeks now. It involves people from all over Europe coming together to do some amazing things, gathering in different cities and towns, singing, dancing, having fun, all while watching 22 people kick a football about a pitch. That's right, Euro 2020, which we still have to call it despite the fact it's now 2021, has been keeping us all entertained. Now, I don't know if you're a big fan of it or not, but England are doing quite well so far, although I'm aware that I'm recording this the day before the semi-final. So who knows what will have happened by the time you're watching this. But I've heard so many conversations. Who's your favourite player? So go on, who's your favourite player? Anyone there got an idea? Feel free to tell the person next to you who your favourite England footballer is at the moment. See, mine is Mason Mount, partly because as a Derby County fan, yeah, I know they're not as good as Norwich, but as a Derby County fan, we had him for a year, so he feels like we've done something to develop him and to grow him. But all of us have our idea of our favourite player. We all have ideas of who we would like to see play where. So, would you go for Raheem Sterling or Saka out on the ring? Would you start with Jack Grealish? All these different types of questions as we try and work out what we would do if we were in Gareth Southgate's position. Maybe some of you play football and you've got a favourite position you're in. Maybe you are a valiant, strident goalkeeper. Maybe you are an industrious midfielder or a swift striker. We all know that we have different players doing different things in a football team. But imagine if in the semi-final, Gareth Southgate puts his team sheet and, I don't know, he's playing Harry Maguire up front, or Jadon Sancho's in goal, or Jordan Pickford is centre midfield. Well, we'd all look at them and go, well, they're in the wrong position. How are they ever going to do what they're meant to be doing if they're not doing what they're skilled at? How, as a team, are England going to succeed if we're playing people out of position? If we're not using our natural skills and abilities of each person in that team in the way that they should be used? Now, maybe if you were Harry Maguire and you were asked to play up front, maybe you wouldn't feel too good about yourself. Maybe you'd get to half time thinking how rubbish you were. Or maybe if you were Jadon Sancho being asked to play in goal, after the fourth goal went past you after 7 minutes, you might think you're no good. But that wouldn't be the truth, would it? You'd still be a world beater in what you usually did, in what you were skilled at, in what you were good at. It's just that you've been asked to do something else, which means that you're not so good that day. And for many of us, it can be the same. We can have amazing skills at one thing or another. Maybe you are the fastest in your class and you're looking forward to doing races. You enjoy running around the playground. Maybe you're fantastic at maths. Maybe every time your teacher sets you some maths, you do it without thinking. You're really, really good. Maybe you're the kindest in your class. Maybe you're the one to notice when someone's upset, or the first one to help out when someone has a problem. but we sometimes forget our skills when we have to do things that are more difficult. Now, it's fine to do those things that are difficult. It's good to test ourselves, see what we can do. But never forget that you have skills of your own. When you're struggling with something, always remember that there are things that you are really good at, possibly things that you are better at than anyone in your class. But in the end, we're all called to use our gifts and our skills in the best way that we can. That if you like, we are part as a team. And that we want to be working as a team to do the best we can. There's a bit in the Bible that talks about, actually there's a few bits that say roughly the same thing, that talks about the church being a bit like a body. And I think a lot of our schools are like a body, or our families, or when we go and play in teams. And what it talks about is about what would it be like if everyone was a hand. Now, I think hands are quite useful. I can write with them. I can operate my computer with them. I can play games with them. I can do all manner of things with my hands. So there might be seen as being really good. Or with our eyes, we can see things and see where we're going. Or with our feet, we can kick a ball. With our mouths, we can speak. They all seem really good things. And then it says, what would it be like if the body was made of all of hands? How would you speak? Other than going like that a lot. Or how would you walk? What if the body was all eyes? You might be able to see a lot, but how would you eat? The point is that the body has different parts that do different things, and they all have to work together if the body is going to succeed in what it's trying to do. It might mean that at times we might need the person who's the quickest in the class to do something, or the one who is best at maths in the class to do something, or the one who is kindest in the class to do something, or bravest, or most considerate. In our lives, we all have our special gifts. And things go the best when we all use our gifts to help each other. Remembering that even if we're not so great at something, that we all have gifts that can help people. Yeah, every single one of you. Right. Because I know that when I said we all have gifts, someone in the class has gone, I don't know what I'm very good at. So all take a moment to reflect on our gifts and think of what we're good at. Take a moment. Okay, have you thought of what you're good at? Okay, think about it. Now, I want you to think of the person next to you. And I have no idea what your layout is in class. So think of whoever is nearest to you. I'll make sure no one's left out, but think of someone near you now and think of what they are good at. Excellent. Make sure after this assembly you tell them, and make sure everyone is told something they're good at. Finally, think of what your teacher and your teaching assistant and the other adults you see today in school are good at. Now make sure you tell one of them today what they are good at and how they've helped. Because you've all, students, staff, everyone has worked ridiculously hard this past year as part of that team, as part of that body that is Cringleford Primary School. So I'm going to pray to finish with as we think about our gifts and the gifts of other people. And when I have finished praying, I'm going to say amen. It's a word. We ever think of what amen means? It basically means, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with you. Well said. So when I've finished praying, if you think, yeah, you know what? I can make that prayer my own. I agree with what Reverend Graham's saying there. Say amen at the end. So I'm going to pray. Dear God, we thank you that you've made us all different, but given us all gifts in our hearts, in our minds, in our bodies, that we can do some amazing things. We thank you for the gifts you've given us and every other person around us. Help us to use those gifts to help people. Help us to use those gifts to be the best we can as a group. Amen. Well, it's been lovely to speak to you today. I hope you are all doing well. And I hope, whether it's before or after the game on Wednesday evening, that you've enjoyed the match. Right, take care. All the best.